Hello, friends. Today's topic is to be rich or poor. Story time, let's rant.
I always told myself I wouldn't air out drama on TikTok, but honestly, I was so inspired by Risa Tisa, and also, why wouldn't I air out drama on TikTok? I feel like I've been thinking about this particular situation since it happened, early October. So I'm gonna just tell you. So basically, I took a trip with a former friend. We're no longer friends because of this and then some other things that kind of happened surrounding this particular incident. But planned a trip with my former friend and her partner. So we start looking at Airbnbs, and I'm seeing some, I'm sending some, there's good options. I finally found one that I really loved. I'm like, oh, she's going to want this one. So I send it. And she's like, oh, I love this one. And I'm like, yeah, me too. I'm booking it. So I book it. I book it right away. I didn't really care what she had to say. It's like, I'm booking it because I've had situations in the past where if I'm looking at Airbnbs, if you really don't jump on it, sometimes they just go away and then you have to settle for something that's not as good. And so I wasn't really willing to do that. So I booked it. And then her kind of joking, kind of not joking response to me was, wow, you're stressing me out, or something along those lines. You're stressing me out. And it was just I was kind of off put by that comment. First of all, because I actually feel like I'm making it really easy for you, but okay. And I think maybe she was stressed out because it was out of her price range, whatever. And I think because of situations in the past, with her, she knows that I'm so overly generous with my money. I would always pay for dinners and always just go out of my way to show love in that way. You know what I mean? And so I think she knew I didn't really expect her to split it with me. So I don't know where her actual stress was coming from, but I responded to her you know what? Don't even worry about it. Meaning I got it. Don't even worry about it. And I didn't really think that she wouldn't worry about it. I figured she would eventually come back and say oh, I can't really afford to split it with you, but I'm willing to pay or get all your food and drinks while we're on this trip or whatever. Okay, so that obviously didn't happen. When I said don't worry about it and she's like, oh, kind of argued with me about it, and then it was dropped, she never brought it up again. The partner never brought it up again. It was just kind of you got this, Kim, you got it. Okay, fine, whatever. It's not really bothering me though until we get on the trip. We go on the trip. So we actually stayed where we were for an entire week. So it was expensive. The Airbnb was expensive. But I think this is where my final kind of straw was on the very last night. We went to dinner and I for sure got more than they did, right? Even collectively, the two of them got less than I did. So I was like, listen, I'm just going to pay for it. Don't even worry about it. Which I feel like I had done throughout the week too, but this one hit me different because after I had paid for the last dinner of the trip, we go out for drinks and the server comes over, brings us our drinks. And then, I think the server was like, how do you guys want to pay? And she was like, oh, we'll split it. And I was like, ew, that is so tacky. To me, that is so tacky. And I I personally can't imagine having somebody pay for the Airbnb for the entire trip, then having them pay for a dinner and then going out for drinks and being oh, let's split it. I know that I went wrong by telling her, hey, don't worry about paying for the Airbnb. I should have just been like, hey, why don't you just pay this amount? Or if you guys are uncomfortable with, the cost of this Airbnb, just go find something close to me and, all good. It's no big deal. But still, just like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine. But then another thing that happened too, that I've thought about, that makes me realize, like, I really have to, like, make sure that I'm friends with people who have it in the same way that I have it. It was her birthday's like back in, like, I don't remember, like July or something. And so she had planned this trip to Disneyland. I'm like, well, I'm paying for your ticket. I'm paying for it. My birthday was, we got back from our trip beginning of October. My birthday's like end of October. I was kind of expecting something from her, like, just like anything, like, hey, happy birthday, like, let's go to dinner, let's go coffee, anything. She sends me like this voice message that's just like, happy birthday, I hope you're doing well, I can't wait to celebrate with you. But like, that was it. Like, I've just never like really felt like so like uncared for by a friend before. And it was just like all of these little things combined. And like, again, I know that I didn't play things very well. Like, if I wanted money from her for the Airbnb, I should have just voiced that. But like, culturally, I just feel like that's just not something that I'm about. Like, if you're stressed out about money and you don't want to pay, I'm not going to ask you for the money. I just think this is why I cannot be friends with people who just, that income's a little bit different. Like, I cannot, it messes things up. It really does. I mean, I don't know. This is just how I feel. And don't get me wrong too, like, I make connections with people on way deeper levels than just money, right? But to have experiences with people, which is something that I love, like, I want to have experiences with my friends. I want to go on trips with my friends. To be able to do that, like, you kind of have to fucking carry your weight. And like, maybe that's just like my love language. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. My love language is spend your fucking money. If I'm going to spend my money, you're also spending your fucking money. If we're going on a trip and we're spending it in the same kind of way, you know what I mean? So that it's like, it's not like, oh, we can't go to this place for dinner. Like, I can't afford it. Or we can't stay at this Airbnb. I can't afford it. We have to stay at fucking Motel 8 or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I can't.
What do you think about this story time? Comment down below. Thanks for watching. Until next time.